Here we go to the Thursday games. Las Vegas and the Dallas Cowboys. Obviously, we're waiting to see what the CeeDee Lamb situation looks like. The Dallas defense gotten a lot better lately. They're also very good in time of possession, so they keep the ball away from you, and they're great on third down. They have the second best third down defense in the NFL. Only Baltimore is better. Meanwhile, the Raiders defense allows the second fewest passing yards per game in the NFL. They have 3 cornerbacks who are ranked in the top 30 by PFF. Only 2 of them are active, though. One of them is Trayvon Mullen, who might come back next week. But Nate Hobbs, their slot cornerback, he's rated 10th by PFF. Casey Hayward on the outside, he's rated 17th. So that is one of the reasons why they've been so good against wide receivers. All right. Derek Carr is a sit, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I can't find a case for him.
Okay. Josh Jacobs or Ezekiel Elliott, given the struggles of Zeke?
Zeke. I'm nervous about Jacobs.
All right, tell me why.
He's got 13 or fewer carries in each of his last 4 games. He's got 3 games with 9 or fewer carries, no touchdowns in his last 3, under 100 total yards in every single game this year. And the Cowboys are 6th best in yards after catch or yards after contact per rush, 2.6. And I think the Cowboys' run defense is actually pretty good. Short week, usually, you know me, I like to lean on running backs then, but I don't really want to trust Jacobs as anything more than a low end number 2.
My stat of the game was for this game was that Josh Jacobs is only 5 receptions away from tying his career high in receptions at 33. He also has 5 receptions in each of his past 2 games.
He has 4 plus in each of his last 3. He's doing a much better job there.
Boy, if that goes away, you're going to be potentially in trouble here.
Right.
So,
but that sets up his PPR floor. Makes him a safer start in PPR than none.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to start Jacobs over Javonte Williams. I think you guys probably like Javonte this week, right?
Yes, against the Chargers.
Well, I mean, definitely. Have you heard?
It's Javonte week. It is.
It is Javonte Williams week.
Yeah, but it's PPR, so that's why I'm going to go with.
We have so many talented listeners. I would really like a movie poster with Javonte Williams like hurdling Pat Shurmur and stiff arming Melvin Gordon, and it says Javonte Williams week 12. This time it's for real. So if somebody could put one of those together before Sunday, I would tweet that out. It'd be pretty cool. I think I might like 3 running backs in this game better than any of the wide receivers.
Pollard or Drake? Can't be
Pollard.
Drake. Pollard. All right, so
that's assuming Lamb doesn't play. I imagine.
Right. Yeah.
That's tough, man. All right, that's interesting.
Yeah, I can't do that with Gallup.
Really over Renfrow? Because I mean Renfrow.
Yeah, Renfrow too. Right.
Who's your favorite wide receiver in this game, Heath?
Renfrow. And I think I have Pollard a little bit higher, probably. And he wasn't particularly great last week, but he's not really that far from the Kareem Hunt role. He hasn't had the what's that?
Especially with Zeke banged up.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there's a chance that all of a sudden he's getting 20 touches in this game, just with one little tweak. But I like him as a number 2 running back this week. It wasn't so much.
I think it's a risk.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how many running backs in your top 24 are not a risk?
Fair point.
17, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
but that's fantasy. That's
so
just the way that fantasy is.
Would you start Pollard over J.D. McKissick?
I would.
I would too.
Miles Sanders?
No.
I would.
Sanders.
Wow. Okay. How about Michael Gallup, Hunter Renfrow? Heath likes Renfrow best. Dave, who do you like best?
I like Gallup best, but it's close between the 2 of them. Gallup, they're both number 2 wide receivers for me this week. And that's assuming, of course, that CeeDee Lamb does not play. If Lamb plays, Gallup will fall behind Renfrow. I like the role that he's got, the short area target, the chance for him to score, safe PPR floor, even though we didn't see that last week. I imagine we'll have a good chance of seeing it this week. He's Las Vegas's best pass catcher outside of Darren Waller, and I think Derek Carr trusts him, and I think he's going to need him in this game. So low-end number 2 wide receivers, Hunter Renfrow.
How about Renfrow, Gallup, Michael Pittman against the Bucs?
Both over Pittman.
I currently have Pittman ahead of Renfrow, not Gallup. Gallup will fall third on that list if CD plays.
Is Ced Wilson a good sleeper if Lamb does not play?
Only in your Thanksgiving DFS.
He's
Okay.
a sleeper.
We'll do Dak last, I think, here. But Dalton Schultz must start. Great
think so.
matchup.
Great matchup. And you saw last week, even when just Amari Cooper was off the field, his target share was in the 20% range in the first half. It technically went down in the second half when CeeDee Lamb wasn't playing, but he was still getting a lot of targets. He's absolutely a must play.
Okay, so you start him over Hawkinson.
Yes.
Would you start Schultz or Gesicki against the Panthers?
Schultz
Okay.
and PPR. Let's qualify it a little bit.
Okay, the Raiders have given up 70 yards or a touchdown to a tight end in 7 of their last 8 games. Last week was the exception with Uzama not coming through, but before that, they had just been terrible. All right, Dak Prescott. So Jacob Gibbs mentioned it on our Monday show. Not as good against zone. Doesn't throw really to the outside as much against zone, which is not good for Gallup. And the Raiders are a heavy zone team. They're second best in the NFL in yards per attempt allowed. I think I already mentioned that.
They're a zone team that plays a lot of cover 3, though, Adam. So there are going to be one-on-one opportunities on the outside that he wouldn't have against, say, a cover 2 team.
Right. It could get Casey Hayward, though, who's had a good year for them. Now, look, if Lamb and Cooper were playing, would not even ask. He's been a slam dunk must start. But how are we looking at Dak? Heath, where do you have him ranked right now?
He's right around 12. You're definitely, for me, I'm definitely starting Lamar, Brady, Allen, Herbert, Hurts, Cousins, and Rodgers and Stafford. Then I struggle with all the rest of the quarterbacks left in that range with Russell Wilson, with Dak, with Matt Ryan, Joe Burrow, Cam Newton. It's just a hodgepodge in that range. I'm probably not going to go pick someone else up to start over Dak.
Burrow is the one I'll fight you on as long as the Steelers are depleted on defense. If they get TJ Watt back and Joe Hayden back, and I think they're going to get Minka back, then that changes Burrow's outlook for sure. But if the Steelers are going to have a bunch of backups playing in place of their really good defenders, I would expect Burrow to have a really nice game.
Well, the Lamb factor is so big here. He scored 2 points last week against the Chiefs. This is an easier matchup, I think, but I don't know. I mean, this would be probably the worst receiving core he's had ever if Lamb doesn't play. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but it's not good. So, how much would his ranking change with Lamb in?
It would go up, but he'd be like top 8, right? Not a top 5.
The bottom of the group that I said I was definitely starting over him out of the hodgepodge.
So you're right. So he'd be ahead of Cam and like Tua and Burrow. Okay. All right. Hopefully. And you guys have fantasy football tomorrow morning before the games start on CBS Sports HQ to answer some of those questions, to update the rankings when we find out a little bit more. I don't know if there's anything else from this game. I should probably do some more Josh Jacobs. I think we'll get a lot of Jacobs questions. Would you start Josh Jacobs or Brandon Ayuk?
Jacobs.
Yeah, Jacobs is probably a little bit safer.
Jacobs or Waddle?
PPR Waddle.
Yep.
Jacobs or Lockett?
I'd ride the Lockett rocket.
Okay. Lock it up. How about you, Heath?
Yeah, probably Lockett.
Dallas is DST. All right. Heath, you just baiting me here. Jamie's got him 6th. You got him 4th. You do not have the Cowboys in your top 24. Is that updated or like what happened?
I don't know. Tell me I'm way too low on the Cowboys defense.
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm terrible at this game. But Jamie,
no, they should be. They should be ranked, but they won't probably be in my top 15. I don't necessarily think this is a good matchup.
Okay, the one you're too low on, I think, is the Bears. So we'll get to that. That's the very end of the show. Next game.
Each of the last 3 DSTs to take on Las Vegas have put up at least 12 fantasy points in a standard CBS scoring league.
Very good.